They thought humans were fragile, until one shattered an apex predator with bare hands. The council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zethkar studied the pale, hairless creature standing before the assembled delegates. The human, designation, Marcus Chen, appeared impossibly fragile, its thin skin showing the blue-green network of circulatory vessels beneath. No natural armor, no claws, no fangs. Even its eyes seemed soft, lacking the reflective membranes that marked true predators. This is what conquered 3 star systems? Counselor Vexthol chittered through his mandibles, his exoskeleton clicking with amusement. It looks like it would break if I breathed on it too hard. The Galactic Council had been monitoring humanity for decades, ever since their species had achieved faster than light travel. What they'd observed defied all logic. These fragile beings had somehow carved out territory in the most dangerous sectors of space, places where even the Carthaki Empire feared to tread. The reports had to be exaggerated. Admiral Threnx of the Draconian fleet leaned forward, her scales shifting from deep purple to skeptical orange. The combat footage must be fabricated. No species this delicate could survive against void stalkers. Marcus Chen remained motionless, his expression unreadable. The translator device around his neck hummed softly as the various council members debated his species' supposed capabilities. They spoke of humans as if they weren't there, dissecting reports of human military actions like studying artifacts from a dead civilization. Perhaps, suggested Counselor Murthak, his crystalline form refracting the chamber's light, we should test these claims. If humans are truly as formidable as these reports suggest, surely their representative won't mind a small demonstration. The chamber's atmosphere shifted. Even for a diplomatic gathering, the Council's predatory instincts were never far from the surface. Dozens of alien eyes fixed on Marcus, waiting for signs of fear, for the inevitable backing down that would confirm their suspicions. "What did you have in mind?" Marcus asked, his voice steady. Zethkar's serpentine head swayed with anticipation. "The proving pit. A simple test of survival against one of our Ma'an specimens. Nothing fatal, of course. Just enough to gauge your species' true capabilities." Marcus nodded once. "Lead the way." The proving pit was a circular arena 50 meters. Across, its walls lined with energy barriers that shimmered like trapped lightning. The assembled council members took their positions in the observation galleries, excited chittering and rumbling filling the air. This was better than any scheduled entertainment. From the opposite gate, something massive emerged. The Kythek was pure nightmare-made flesh, 3 meters of bioengineered death that the council used to test military equipment. Razor-edged chitin plates covered its serpentine body, while 6 arms ending in molecular sharp claws scraped against the arena floor. Its head was all teeth and hunger, designed by evolution and enhancement to be the perfect killer. "The Kythek is undefeated in Narration 47 encounters," Zethkar announced with obvious satisfaction. "It has destroyed battlemechs, elite warriors from a dozen species, and military drones. Surely you don't intend to face it without armor or weapons." Marcus was already walking toward the center of the arena, rolling his shoulders to loosen them. "Won't need them." The delegates erupted in laughter. Even the most generous estimates of human capability hadn't prepared them for this level of apparent delusion. The Kythek's sensory organs locked onto Marcus, and it began its hunting approach, a careful stalking pattern that had preceded the death of so many challengers. Marcus stopped walking and waited. The attack came with lightning speed. The Kythek launched itself forward, 6 clawed arms spread wide to prevent escape, jaws gaping to reveal rows of serrated teeth. It was a killing strike that had ended battles in seconds. Marcus sidestepped at the last possible instant. The Kythek's momentum carried it past him, but it adapted instantly, spinning to bring its rear claws around in a devastating arc. Marcus dropped low, the claws whistling overhead, then lunged forward as the creature completed its turn. What happened next would be debated in xenobiology circles for centuries. Marcus's hands found purchase on the Kythek's neck ridge, just behind its head. His fingers, those seemingly delicate appendages, dug into gaps in the chitinous armor. The Kythek thrashed, trying to dislodge him, but Marcus held on with a grip that defied physics. Then he began to squeeze. The creature's struggles became frantic. Claws scraped uselessly against Marcus's back, drawing thin lines of blood but failing to penetrate deeply enough to cause serious damage. The human's grip tightened incrementally, each adjustment calculated and precise. The council watched in stunned silence as hairline fractures appeared in the Kythic's armor. The molecular bond chitin, stronger than most starship hulls, was actually cracking under the pressure of human hands. Marcus shifted his grip, muscles standing out like cables under his skin. The Kythec's movements became sluggish, then desperate, then weak. With a sound like breaking crystal, its neck armor shattered completely. The creature collapsed. Marcus stood slowly, brushing chitin fragments from his hands. Blood seeped from a dozen shallow cuts, but he seemed otherwise unaffected. He looked up at the observation gallery where the council sat in absolute silence. "You wanted to test human capabilities," he said, his breathing barely elevated. "Satisfied?" Zethkar's voice came out as a whisper. "How?" "You made the same mistake everyone does," Marcus replied, walking toward the exit. "You looked at our outside and assumed that's all there was. Humans didn't survive on Earth by being the strongest or fastest. We survived by being the most stubborn, the most adaptable, and the most relentlessly determined to keep existing no matter what the universe threw at us." He paused at the gate. "We're pursuit predators, counselor. We don't stop, we don't give up, and we sure as hell don't break as easily as you think." As Marcus disappeared through the exit, the council remained frozen in their seats, staring at the broken remains of their undefeated champion. In the observation logs, they would record this as humanity's first formal demonstration of their capabilities. It would not be their last. Word spread quickly through the galactic community. Humans were not the fragile curiosities they appeared to be. They were something far more dangerous, a species that had weaponized persistence itself, wrapped in a deceptively vulnerable package. The Galactic Council would approve humanity's petition for full membership 3 days later, unanimously.